Welcome to NFL Imperialism. You may have seen this concept floating around YouTube, but I wanted to put my own spin on it by going through every season in the Super Bowl era and hopefully improving upon it. We simply spin a wheel with all the teams' names on it, then spin an arrow to see what direction they will take from their place on the map. Landing on another team's territory will give us that game. For a more thorough breakdown of how imperialism works, be sure to check out the beginning of our initial video of the 1966 season. That is linked down in the description below. Beneath that is a link to the imperialism playlist consisting of all completed imperialism seasons to date. Otherwise, we are ready to start. The NFL returned to a sense of normalcy for the 2021 season, at least for the most part. Gone were the indiscriminate and draconian protocols that held dominion over the on-field product, but in its place, a different kind of chaos emerged. For you see, this was one of the stranger seasons in NFL history, and it had everything to do with what transpired between the lines rather than in the league office. This season ended with Super Bowl 56 when the Los Angeles Rams defeated the Cincinnati Bengals in a game somewhat reminiscent of the Bengals' loss to the 49ers in Super Bowl 23. That is to say, Cincy held a lead late in the game only for their opponents to take that lead away and win the game. That these two teams met in the Super Bowl was fairly surprising, but doesn't seem any less or more likely than any other combination. Let's look at our rankings for proof of that. We've seen it before where the Super Bowl champion does not make the top 5. What we've never seen before are both Super Bowl contestants missing from the top 5. This has literally never happened. Moreover, the Kansas City Chiefs are the only team here who even made it to the conference championship game. And the two number 1 seeds are missing as well, including our defending imperialism champions, the Green Bay Packers. These playoffs could have been played 100 times, and we would have gotten the same Super Bowl matchup maybe 10 to 15 times. The Bills and the Patriots are both top 5 teams, and they had to meet in the wild card round. Just crazy stuff all around. Will imperialism bring some order back to this madness? Or will it be another wild and crazy affair? There's only one way to find out. Let's get Imperialism 2021 on the field. Our first game this season is going to be an Imperialism Classic. The Indianapolis Colts head over to Chicago to take on the Bears. This is Jonathan Taylor, this is Nyheim Hines, this is Deion Jackson, and this is Michael Pittman. 4 different Colts have rushing touchdowns in the first half alone. They missed an extra point on this last touchdown, but it hardly mattered in the end. The Colts run rampage all over the Bears in this one, 41-3. This might be a classic matchup, but this wasn't a classic result, as the Colts have always struggled with Chicago. Not in this one. They will take over the Bears' territory, and game number 1 is in the books. We're ready for a good old-fashioned NFC North battle. The Green Bay Packers take to Minneapolis to face the Vikings. Minnesota trails by 3, but they're at the Packers' 5-yard line. Late in the third quarter, Kirk Cousins will find Justin Jefferson back in the end zone for the touchdown. That's going to put Minnesota up by a score of 21-17. They get the ball back now in the fourth quarter from the Packer 25-yard. Cousins found Jefferson earlier. This time he's going to his other wide receiver. That's Adam Thielen with the score. The Vikings have now taken control of this game. They lead by a score of 20. The teams will exchange field goals before it's all over. The Vikings win this one 31-20. We're just 2 games into this season's imperialism, but we're already guaranteed a new champion. The Vikings will take over the Packers' territory. This was indeed a matchup of our last two Imperialism champions. The Houston Texans had a small chance to expand into Arkansas here as they've done before, but this photo finish tells us that they're heading to Dallas to face the Cowboys. With Houston back in a 4-3 defense, we had some flexibility about what uniforms to put them in, so we're putting them in the uniforms of the New York Giants. Facing a second and goal, the Cowboys lead 3-0 late in the first half. Dak Prescott will find Tony Pollard out of the backfield for the touchdown. He was actually lined up in the slot on that play. That'll give Dallas a 10-0 lead going into the half, and the second half was their domain. They take care of business here, 31-6. This game marks Micah Parsons' Imperialism debut, and even though he didn't show up on film, he had himself quite a game with a couple of sacks and a forced fumble. The Cowboys will take over the Texans' territory, and the Lone Star State is all theirs. We'll be skipping the expansion for this round. The wheel's going to land on the Las Vegas Raiders. They're going to head to the southeast, finding that space into Arizona to take on the Cardinals. The Cardinals' defense has dominated and the offense has done enough. From the Raider 9-yard line, Kyler Murray's going to keep it out of the shotgun and run it in for the score. It was 17-0 before that touchdown. It's now 24-0, and the Raiders' offense just couldn't get off the ground in this one. 24-0 will be our final score. For the Raiders, a trip from their desert to another desert didn't do them all that well. The Cardinals will take over their territory, and early on in Imperialism, they appear to have the largest piece of land. We're heading back down to the southwest. The wheel's going to land on the Cowboys. They're heading northwest to take on the Arizona Cardinals. This is a matchup of two teams that have already won this season. Dallas is in Cardinals territory, but they're facing a 3rd and 13. Chandler Jones breaks through the line and takes Dak Prescott down for this sack. This is going to set up a long field goal attempt from Greg Zuerlein of 56 yards. The Cards don't put any pressure on, and Zuerlein, Legatron as he's known, puts it through. That gives Dallas a 3-0 lead. The Cardinals have a chance to respond late in the first half. On a 3rd and short, Kyler Murray keeps it himself and gets knocked back. Nothing there. It's now in the third quarter, still 3-0. From the 20-yard line, Kyler Murray is once again going to call his own number, but DeMonte Casey will knock the ball loose. Murray keeping it himself has not been working out here. The Cowboys can't do anything with this. Now the Cardinals are at their own 26-yard line. They're going to pitch it out to Christian Kirk, and he too will fumble. Leighton Vander Esch forces it free. The Cowboys pick it up and run it back for the game's first touchdown. This is Cowboys defensive lineman Osa Odigizua running it back. The Cardinals really need to get going here. It is late in the third quarter. They pitch this out to Chase Edmonds, and he's able to pick up a good gain here into Cowboy territory at the 40-yard line. On the next play, maybe Arizona's getting something together here. The pitch goes out to Christian Kirk. He fumbled it last time, but he's got himself a good gain this time, spins away, and gets down to the 2-yard line. We now switch sides in the fourth quarter, and Kyler Murray will keep it himself and get the score. It took 3 quarters and a change, but they are on the board now. It is 10-6. They're actually coming out to go for 2 here, trying to take the lead with a field goal. Murray rushes the pass of DeAndre Hopkins. That's incomplete. So 10-6, it will remain. And they're doing a surprise onside kick here. Dallas wasn't ready. The Cardinals pick it up, and they've moved it down to the 8-yard line. Facing a 2nd and goal, Dallas backs up the defense as Kyler Murray drops back. That allows DeAndre Hopkins to find the hole in the zone. And unbelievably, the Cardinals have stormed into the lead here. They kick the extra point this time. They lead 13-10. Dallas facing a 3rd and 11, perhaps shell-shocked from all that's been going on. This pass falls incomplete, And while the Cardinals are being aggressive, Dallas is playing passively, punting this ball away. The Cardinals almost block it. Rondale Moore is back to receive. He gets minimal yardage on the return, but the Cardinals possess the ball. From their own 40-yard line, out of the shotgun, Kyler Murray is going to check it down to Chase Edmonds. He'll get the first down and a whole lot more as the Cowboys defense flailing away at Edmonds. The Cardinals will turn this into a field goal, and after getting shut out for the first 3 quarters, score 16 in the fourth to win this one 16-10. Sometimes football can be pretty simple. Arizona played to win, Dallas played not to lose. Advantage Cardinals. They will take over Dallas's territory, and they have a nice swath of land going from Nevada through the Southwest into Texas. The Wheels giving us a close call here. It's just going to hit the Vikings. They're going to head over to the Southeast. This is going to be their second divisional matchup in this Imperialism. They go to Detroit to face the Lions. We're in the second quarter. The Vikings have already put 21 points on the board. With about a minute left to go, this deep pass goes to Justin Jefferson. He's streaking down the field by himself. The Lions give chase to no avail. This is an 84-yard touchdown connection between Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson. An absolute backbreaker, and it got way out of hand during the second half. The Vikings win this game by 50 points, 64-14. Let's run down some numbers from this one. Kirk Cousins throws for 482 yards. Justin Jefferson, 249 yards receiving, and the Vikings defense and special teams had 7 takeaways. This one was a massacre. The Vikings will take over the Lions' territory. They now join the Cardinals with 2 wins this season. Speaking of the Cardinals, they're being drawn right back onto the field. The New Orleans Saints will be attacking them. This is the 3rd team to take a shot at the Cardinals in Arizona. Let's see how it goes for them. We've seen good Jameis Winston in this game, and we've seen some bad Jameis Winston in this game. With the Saints trailing by 4 in the fourth quarter, that's some more bad Jameis. Throws his 3rd interception of the game, this one to Jalen Thompson, who eventually goes down. The Cardinals take immediate advantage. Kyler Murray finds DeAndre Hopkins. He runs it in the rest of the way for the score. Arizona was in a tight game here with New Orleans, but those takeaways made the difference, and 27-16 will serve as our final score. 3 up, 3 down for the Cardinals. They will take over the Saints' territory, and they continue plodding along. I suppose if the Cardinals have to come out for round 3, so too do the Vikings. They're on the attack, heading down to Indianapolis to face the Colts. The Vikings have come back to make this a 3-point game in the fourth quarter, but the Colts are on the doorstep. The handoff goes to Jonathan Taylor, and he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. That's going to extend the Colt lead to 24-14. Taylor adds another one in the fourth quarter. After falling behind 17-0, Minnesota tried to make a game of it, but the Colts win this one 31-14. Whereas the Cardinals got win number 3, the Vikings were unable. The Colts will take over their territory. We're 8 games into this season's Imperialism, and the entire NFC North has been eliminated. We're getting an earlier than usual entry for the Seattle Seahawks this season. They head to San Francisco to take on their rivals, the 49ers. The Niners look to strike first. They're at the Seattle 11-yard line. Jimmy Garoppolo scans the field, goes to Brandon Ayuk. He's covered, but it doesn't matter. He makes the catch for the touchdown. That's going to put the Niners up 7-0. They add a field goal now to take a 10-0 lead. Now Seattle's looking to do some damage. We're in the second quarter. The rush comes. Wilson gets off the pass. Gerald Everett makes a stupendous diving catch and extends extends into the end zone for the touchdown. That's going to cut the lead down to 10-7. Now in the third quarter, the Niners are in Seahawks territory. The quick pass, very accurate, gets into the hands of George Kittle. He runs it down to the 1-yard line. From here, Kyle Juszczyk will slip through the middle and score the Niner touchdown. They've reestablished a 10-point lead at 17-7. We now head to the fourth quarter where the Seahawks are facing a 3rd and 17. This could be make or break for them. The quick pass goes to Tyler Lockett, makes the catch and has just enough for the first down. They're facing 3rd down again, but a 3rd and very short. Russell Wilson will roll out, get the first down, taken down at the 6-yard line. A couple of plays later, Russ is going to run it in himself. Yes, he does, for the score. That will bring this back down to a 3-point game at 17-14. Will they onside kick? Will they kick it away? They do kick it away. Trenton Cannon back to receive for the Niners. He doesn't get a whole lot before he gets wrapped up. He's still fighting for yardage. He's finally going to go down here. Jimmy Garoppolo checks it down to Elijah Mitchell. First down. Checks it down to Kyle Juszczyk. First down. Niners taking what the defense gives them. This one goes to Ayuk. Another short one for first down. That will successfully run out the clock and give the Niners a 17-14 victory. We talked about the Bengals and the Rams not being in the top 5 this season. That other team from the Final Four that wasn't was the Niners. But they did find ways to win games late and could be a threat this season. They will take over the Seahawks territory, and they've got a whole lot of open land to the east. Not only did the Buccaneers go one and done in last season's Imperialism against Miami, they did so in the very first game. They'll be looking for their revenge now, and this game is going to be in Tampa. The Bucs are at the Dolphin 2-yard line, leading 10-0 in the third quarter. Leonard Fournette goes right up the middle and right into the end zone for the touchdown. That's going to put Tampa up 17-0. They certainly had a much easier time with Miami this time around. They cruise to a 31-3 victory. No one and done this time. The Buccaneers take over the Dolphins' territory. They now control Southern Florida. With 10 teams now eliminated, we're getting a close call on the wheel. It just hits the Ravens, and for the second time we need a photo finish for a Ravens spin. We can see this one slips past the Steelers and hits the territory of the Eagles. Because the Ravens run a 3-4, and with the extra added benefit of the Packers already being eliminated, we're going to go ahead and put the Ravens in Green Bay's uniforms. Philly has a commanding 21-7 lead in the third quarter. Jalen Hurts drops back the pass, decides to take off. He's got some speed. He's got some moves. The Ravens give chase, but they're not able to get him, and Hurts runs it all the way in himself for the 42-yard touchdown. The Eagles go up 28-7. They handled their business in this one, beating the Ravens 38-17. The Ravens have been a dominant force in the past 3 Imperialisms. They didn't quite bring the same kind of quality with this season's team. The Eagles will take over their territory. Their logo is in there. It's just really, really small, sitting in the Maryland Panhandle, south of the Steelers' territory. Well, it's been 5 games since we've seen the Cardinals. How about we get them on the field again? The wheel selects the Chargers, and they're going to try to invade Arizona. It's already 14-7 in the first quarter. The Chargers are looking to strike back. Justin Herbert has time, fires deep for Jared Cook, but it's intercepted by Robert Alford. The Cardinals get a drive going into the second quarter. That's going to lead to this short pass to Christian Kirk. Picks up a nice block and runs it in for the score. The Cardinals extend their lead to 21-7. We go now to the third quarter where it's 27-14. The Chargers are trying to get this back to a 1-score game. Justin Herbert will find Keenan Allen. Touchdown San Diego. They've been on the back foot this whole game, either trailing or tied. They've now cut it down to 27-21. The ensuing kickoff goes to Chase Edmonds. He breaks a tackle, he hurdles another one, avoids another one. He's got a chance to break this all the way. They will catch him at the 18-yard line. This man does not need a breather. He takes a pitch on the next play and runs it in for the score. That's going to end the third quarter. Every time the Chargers do something, the Cardinals respond right back. It's 34-21. Now it's 34-28. Can the Chargers defense get a stop? It doesn't look like it. This pass goes deep to Christian Kirk. Catches it at the 40. He's running free. They will not catch him. Touchdown, Arizona. That's a 69-yard strike from Murray to Kirk. The teams exchange touchdowns again. It's now 48-34. With 41 seconds left, Herbert will find Jared Cook for the touchdown. There is now 32 seconds left on the clock. The extra point makes this a 7-point gap. They must go for the onside kick. Dustin Hopkins will lay it down, but the Cardinals will recover and run out the clock in this shootout. The Chargers score 34 second half points, and it wasn't enough. The Cardinals win 48-41. In the 2021 season, the Cardinals started off 7-0 and were looking like Super Bowl contenders before falling apart late and getting blown out in the playoffs. That might not be the team we're looking at here. We might be looking at that 7-0 team. They will take over the Chargers' territory, and for the Chargers, this is the third time a team has scored 40 points or more in an Imperialism game only to lose. The 2017 Chiefs and the 2006 Chargers are the other two. We're heading back to the Northeast for the Battle of New Jersey. It's the Giants versus the Jets. The Giants lead 7-6 in the second quarter. The draw play goes to Saquon Barkley. He's able to juke and jive his way through. That's some vintage Saquon running there. That's going to put the Giants up by a score of 14-6. They control the second half of this game as well and come away with a 30-12 final score victory. While that was technically a road game for the Giants, we all know they share a stadium with the Jets. They will take over the Jets' territory, and they have complete control over New Jersey. We're going to get set for another big rivalry game. The Steelers are chosen on the wheel. They're going to head to the Northwest and just catch the corner of the Cleveland Browns' territory. Cleveland will be hosting this game. The Steelers trail 7-3 and they're deep in their own territory. This reverse to Chase Claypool has him running in the end zone, but he gets out of there and he's actually going to pick up quite a gain here. Big shift for the Steelers and an even bigger shift after Anthony Walker forces that fumble. The Browns pick it up and run it back to the 20-yard line. A few plays later, they're now set up at the 4. The handoff goes to Nick Chubb. He's able to slither his way past the defense in for the touchdown. That's going to extend Cleveland's lead to 14-3. The Steelers kick a field goal and force a punt. It's now late in the second half. Ray McCloud returns that punt. He gets a pretty good return here. That's going to give the Steelers a shot at a Hail Mary with 5 seconds left on the clock. Instead, Myles Garrett's going to come in and get the strip sack. They pick up the ball. The Steelers offense can't do anything about this. And Jadeveon Clowney runs it back with no time left on the clock. An absolute disaster for the Steelers. It's 21-6. The third quarter was a field goal exchange. It's now 27-9. But the Steelers are at the edge of the goal line on third down. They're going to throw. Roethlisberger's going to find Deontay Johnson for the touchdown. With 2 seconds remaining in the third quarter, the Steelers finally breach the end zone, and they're feeling good about themselves. They're going to go for 2 here to make this a 10-point game. It's a fake reverse. Najee Harris will keep it and score. So it's now 27-17. The Browns are forced into a punt. The Steelers come after it, and they get a hand on it. That's going to be their ball at the 35-yard line. They were down by 18 points not too long ago. Roethlisberger fires for James Washington. Diving catch, taken down at the 6-yard line. They're now set up in the shotgun. The Browns back up their D. The Steelers change their play as well. They're running another reverse to Claypool. He's able to outrun the D and get in for the touchdown. Pittsburgh is making a furious comeback attempt here. They've cut this down to 27-23, and they're once again going to go for 2 here, try to win the game with a field goal. This pass from Ben Roethlisberger is way off target, so it remains 27-23. Cleveland on the move in Steelers territory. Baker Mayfield throws it up for Jarvis Landry. He makes the catch and gets taken down at the 15. A touchdown would surely put this game away. It's 3rd and 5 from the 11. Mayfield tries Landry again, but it's knocked away. So Cody Parkey is going to come out for his 3rd field goal attempt of the game from 29 yards out. He is 3 for 3, but it's still a 7-point game, 30-23. The Steelers don't have a lot of time. It's 3rd and 7. They try to run Najee Harris, and Myles Garrett says, So now it's 4th and 12 with a minute remaining. Roethlisberger throws for Deontay Johnson, past the outstretched defense. Johnson gets some good yardage, and he's past midfield. Time keeps ticking away though, 29 seconds remaining. Out of the shotgun, the pass goes to Claypool, makes the catch. The Browns are after him. They will get him down at the 4-yard line. So with 7 seconds left, this is going to be the game. They're going to run the reverse one more time, picks up a great block, and it's another touchdown for Claypool on the run. They seem to have something on this Browns defense where the reverse works. As long as he holds on to the ball, it's all good. Now will Pittsburgh kick the extra point, or will they go for 2 again? They're bringing out the kicking unit. Got to keep an eye and see if this is a fake or not. Myles Garrett comes after it. He just misses blocking it. The kick is good. That's about as exciting as an extra point as you'll ever see. This game, tied up at 30 apiece, is heading for overtime. The Steelers get it first and have moved into Browns territory. Here comes Myles Garrett with the sack on 1st down. It's now 3rd and 18, and Garrett's going to break through again. What a monstrous game he's had. 13 tackles, 4 sacks, and a forced fumble. The Steelers are now forced to punt. The Browns are coming after it. Can they return the favor? They do. They've blocked the punt, and they've gotten a small return out of it. 3 short runs sets up a 4th down. Here comes Cody Parkey from 48 yards away. It is good. Parkey finishes the game 4 for 4 on field goals, and the Browns hold on and win this game in overtime, 33-30. These two teams played a similarly wild game in the 2002 playoffs. The Browns scored 33 points in that game as well, but they allowed 36. In this one, they allow 30 and get the win. They will take over the Steelers' territory, and good luck to any other game this season trying to top that one. This might not be the game to do it though. The wheel lands on the bottom-ranked Jaguars, and they're heading over to play the 2nd-ranked Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa gets it first and have moved the ball to the Jaguar 40-yard line. Tom Brady throws this to Mike Evans. He leaps up to make the catch, evades all defenders, and gets in for the touchdown. The Bucs waste no time getting out to a 7-0 lead, and these were the winning points of the game as Tampa really ran it up in the second half and win this one 41-3. The Bucs do appear to be on a revenge tour after what happened to them in Imperialism last season. They will take over the Jaguars' territory, and the state of Florida is all theirs. As we approach the midway point this season, the wheel will land on the Browns. They're going to head to the east to take on the Eagles. Both of these teams are looking for victory number 2 this season. Phillies come back from a 21-7 deficit with a chance to take the lead here. This handoff goes to Miles Sanders, and he'll get it in for the touchdown. Philly has scored 17 consecutive points and lead this game in the fourth quarter, 24-21. The Browns are looking to get back on track. They're right around midfield. The draw goes to Nick Chubb. He cuts it left, gets away from several defenders, gets away from them again. They finally get him down at the 12-yard line. On the very next play, with a chance to take the lead here, Baker Mayfield drops back, rolls left, finds Dearness Johnson in the back of the end zone. The Eagles lost track of him there. Cleveland wasn't behind for very long here. They're now leading 28-24. Jalen Reagor will receive the next kickoff at the 25. He goes through the middle, breaks a tackle, weaving his way in and out, getting himself a nice return here, then giving it all right back as Greg Newsome jars the ball loose. He giveth, he taketh away. The Browns get it down to the 2-yard line. Nick Chubb will score this touchdown. They'll score one more before it's over. Somewhere in there they missed an extra point. And doing nothing in the second and third quarter didn't matter. The Browns win this game 41-24. Cleveland's offense has certainly come to play in this season's Imperialism. They will take over the Eagles' territory, and indeed we are halfway through with only 16 teams remaining. Our next spin is going to land on the Bengals. There's an excellent chance they're going to be attacking the Browns, and that's exactly what they're doing. The extended Battle of Ohio is next. Cleveland leads 7-0 in the third quarter. They have the ball at the Bengals' 31-yard line. Baker Mayfield's going to his main target. Jarvis Landry makes the catch and escapes the Bengals defense. I think they forgot to tackle him on that one. The Browns extend out to a 14-0 lead. Since he pulled back a field goal and they get the ball back, trailing 14-3 in the fourth quarter. For the first time in this game, Joe Burrow throws a pass toward Jamar Chase. That'll be why they only have 3 points in this game. On the next play, lining up 4 wide, Myles Garrett breaks through, but they get the draw off to Joe Mixon. But that is Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah forcing the fumble. The Browns pick it up, turn that into a touchdown. The Bengals score another one late to make this a final score of 21-10. Neither of the two teams that made the Super Bowl this season had played yet. The Bengals were the first to do it, and they couldn't get it done over the Browns. Cleveland will take over the Bengals territory, and for an 8-9 team, these guys are making some noise with their third victory. Usually when the Panthers and the Falcons play each other in Imperialism, one of them has expanded into South Carolina, but that's not required as this photo finish shows us. Atlanta is heading to Carolina. The Panthers are holding on to a 14-10 lead in the third quarter. Sam Darnold has all day in the pocket, finally lets it go, and Ian Thomas climbs the ladder to make the catch. Touchdown Panthers. They go up 21-10. They make it 28-10 before Atlanta scores late. Carolina puts 7s across the board and win this game 28-16. This was a 7-10 Falcons team in 2021, but they looked like a 2-15 or 3-14 type team most of the time. That's the team that showed up for this one. The Panthers will take over Atlanta's territory, and indeed with South Carolina sitting there unclaimed, their territory looks a little odd. Next up on the wheel will be the New England Patriots. They require a precise arrow spin to get through Massachusetts into the territory of the Bills, but that's exactly what we got. These guys played a close game last season. It was 7-5, but it was exciting. What do they have in store for us this season? The Bills race down the field on their opening possession. From the New England 34, Josh Allen steps up, throws to Stephon Diggs. Touchdown Buffalo. They waste no time getting this game going. They're leading this 7-0. The Patriots have moved the ball into Buffalo territory, in the red zone actually, from the 18-yard line. The pressure comes. Mac Jones' pass is overthrown, intercepted by Teron Johnson. He breaks a couple of tackles. He's heading down the sideline. They're giving chase. They're finally able to get a hold of him and get him down, but he has crossed into New England territory. What a play by Johnson there. Now from the 9-yard line, still in the first quarter. The Bills call an audible at the line, lots of shifting going around. Allen goes to his slot receiver, Cole Beasley, for the touchdown. This game already has more combined points than their game last season. The Bills lead 14-0. The Patriots have moved it again. They're at the Bills' 28-yard line. Damian Harris will go up the middle, breaks a tackle, gets away from some other guys, breaks another tackle, and gets his way into the end zone, running like a man possessed there. Buffalo blocks the extra point. This game remains at 14-6. Now Buffalo looking to get on the gear. On 2nd and 17 in their own territory. Josh Allen's going to fire this deep for Emmanuel Sanders, but that's J.C. Jackson with the interception. They gave one away and they've gotten one back. New England's very much in this game. They're at the Buffalo 24. Damian Harris will go up the middle again, gets through everybody, and when did he become Walter Payton incarnate? He gets another touchdown. The Pats will kick this extra point. It's still early in the game. It's 14-13. Buffalo has got it going a little bit again here from their own 43-yard line. The pressure comes. The pass to Diggs is intercepted by Jalen Mills. That's Allen's second interception of the half. New England has some time to do some damage here, but they've kind of wasted some. There's only 22 seconds to go, but they can take a deep shot here. Mac Jones goes to Jacoby Myers, makes the catch, but he's held up at the 11. They'll get nothing out of it. We're now in the second half. The Pats get the ball first. They're just past midfield. The Bills drop the defense back. The Pats will throw anyway. Jones goes to Myers on the delayed route, makes the catch, gets taken down at the 14, but they can do something with it here. There's time on the clock, and they do. Hunter Henry bodies the defender in the end zone for the touchdown. The Pats have scored 20 consecutive points and lead this game 20-14. The Bills need to hold on to it. They're facing a 3rd and 7. Josh Allen's not scared. He goes deep to Sanders, and it's once again picked off by Kyle Duggar. But the Pats can't do anything with it, and the Bills get it back, and they've gotten into the red zone. 3 left, 1 right on the receivers. Cole Beasley makes the catch and gets a first down, 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. They're now backed up to 3rd and goal from the 7. Allen goes to Diggs, and he drops it in the end zone. Oh my goodness. And after that, they've decided they need to go for the score and take the lead here. Can't believe Diggs dropped such an easy pass. Allen is going to go quick to Dawson Knox. He dives short of the end zone, so the Pats will take over. They're deep in their own territory. Damian Harris cannot get out of the end zone. Jaquan Johnson comes up and gets the safety, so the Bills get some points and the ball. It's 3rd and 11. We're in the 4th quarter. Allen gets blitzed but gets away, throws to Diggs, makes the catch this time, taken down at the 10-yard line. A touchdown will give the Bills a 3-point lead. They take a sack on 1st down. On 2nd down, Allen looks for Emmanuel Sanders. Touchdown Buffalo, and they have retaken the lead at 23-20. Can the defense step up here? The Pats have moved it to the 33-yard line. It's 3rd down. Damian Harris up the middle, cuts it right. There's nobody in sight. Throw your hats on the field because Damian Harris has scored a hat trick of touchdowns. The Patriots have snatched the lead back at 27-23, but the Bills are coming, and Josh Allen is working Stephon Diggs, catches that quick pass for a 1st down. He's going to catch this quick pass for a 1st down. Buffalo's kind of against the clock, though. There's 51 seconds remaining. They are at the 40-yard line. Allen looks downfield for Dawson Knox, makes a catch, hurdles a defender, and gets down at the 6-yard line. So the Bills will probably have 4 shots at this from the 6. On first down, they're going to hand to Devin Singletary, and he only needs the 1 shot. Dives into the end zone for the score. The Bills come from behind after leading by so much and win this one in another Bills-Patriots thriller, 30-27. So was that game better than Browns-Steelers? I'll leave that up to you to decide. This was a top 5 matchup, but the top-ranked Bills come away with the win. They will take over the Patriots' territory, and with all those years that the Patriots had free reign over the Bills are starting to exact some revenge. The next spin of the wheel is going to land on the Indianapolis Colts. They're going to head south with a slight dip west, unequivocally hitting the territory of the Kansas City Chiefs. The Colts have made some noise in this season's Imperialism. Can they go to Kansas City and knock off the AFC champions? We're in the midst of a shootout here. The Chiefs lead 21-14 in the third. Patrick Mahomes drops back, goes to the end zone. Travis Kelce is there for the touchdown. The Chiefs just keep chugging along in this game. They've taken a 28-14 lead. The defense gets them the ball right back. This is not a replay, it's a whole new play. It's Mahomes to Kelce again for a touchdown. The Chiefs now lead 35-14, and it started as a shootout, it ended as a shooting, and the Chiefs crushed the Colts 48-14. For the second time this season, an absolute thriller of a game was followed by a dud, but the Chiefs sure did look good. They will take over the Colts' substantial territory, and they are the dominant presence now in the Midwest. We got in a couple of expansions there, but now we're ready for a game. The Tennessee Titans go to Carolina to play the Panthers. We've got a 7-7 ball game in the second quarter. Tennessee in the red zone. Carolina brings the house, but the pass gets off, and A.J. Brown makes the catch in traffic. Touchdown, Tennessee. They've now taken a 14-7 lead, but Carolina gets a field goal and gets the ball back in the fourth quarter. It's 14-10. Now Tennessee brings the house, and Harold Landry will strip sack Sam Darnold. Rashaan Evans picks it up. Carolina goes after him, but he gets into the end zone for the defensive touchdown. Tennessee extends their lead to 21-10. Carolina has some time to work with, but not a whole lot. 2:17 on the clock. Sam Darnold goes to Robbie Anderson. He picks up a great block and is able to score the touchdown. That makes it 21-16. They go for 2 to make it a 3-point game and get it. So it's 21-18. They decide to go for the onside kick, but the Titans do recover it, run out the clock, and hold on for the 21-18 victory. This was mostly a close to the vest kind of game that only had 1 turnover, and we saw Tennessee turn it into a touchdown. They will take over the Panthers' territory, and this late in the game, they've now gotten their first win. The New York Giants are the last of our bottom 5 teams remaining, and they only did that by beating another bottom 5 team. Now they're going on the road against the number 1 team. The Giants are playing the Bills. And it's no surprise that this game isn't particularly close. 31-0 in the fourth quarter, Josh Allen decides he wants to get his own touchdown after having thrown 3 earlier in the game. That extends the Bills' lead to 38-0, and there was quite almost literally nothing to see from this point forward. Buffalo pitches the shutout, winning 38-0. Well, you're going to get games like that sometimes. The Bills take over the Giants' territory. We're now down to our final 10 teams. And from those 10 teams, the wheel selects the Cleveland Browns. They've had an impressive imperialism to this point. They've got to really prove it now by going to Buffalo to play the Bills. The Browns trail 14-0 here in the second quarter. They're trying to get this punt off, but the Bills will block it. Tremaine Edmonds scoops it up, breaks a tackle, and scoots his way into the end zone for the touchdown. This was one of several special teams mishaps by the Browns. The Bills come out to a 21-0 lead, and for the second straight game, they cruise to a victory, 42-6. The Browns made for a fun story while it lasted, but it didn't last. The Bills will take over their territory. They haven't been beating the most stellar competition, but they sure do look like a unit. The Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams are going to take the field. They're heading to the southeast. This is the Rams' first game, and it's going to be the Cardinals' first game in a while. We mentioned how they got blown out in the playoffs this season. It was the Rams who dealt them that blow. What will happen now when these NFC West rivals meet? The Cardinals are forced into a punt in the first quarter. We've seen a few block punts this imperialism. Let's see another. It's blocked and it's scooped up by Von Miller, and he's going to run it back for the touchdown. The Rams jump out to a 7-0 lead. They're playing some pretty good defense in this game, but the Cardinals do have a drive going now in the second quarter. At the Rams 7-yard line, Kyler Murray looks to DeAndre Hopkins, catches it in the back of the end zone, 2 feet down, touchdown Cardinals. They've now tied things up at 7 apiece. The Rams offense is doing just about nothing in this game, and the Cardinals have another shot. We're in the third quarter from the 25. Murray goes to Hopkins again, makes the catch, but the Rams keep him out of the end zone. 2 runs on first and second down fail, so on third down, the Cardinals are going to try to throw. This pass to A.J. Green is incomplete. So Matt Prater's coming out for a 19-yard field goal. He's on the bottom hash. This is Tecmo Super Bowl 3, so he misses the kick, and we remain tied at 7. Can the Rams get anything going here? We're late in the third quarter. The handoff goes to Darrell Henderson. He gets away from a few tacklers, and the Rams actually have an explosive offensive play here. A 29-yard gain, 15 yards longer than their longest play to that point. But now it's 3rd and 25, and the Cardinals are bringing everybody, and Jordan Phillips gets to Matthew Stafford. After a short punt and a nice return, the Cardinals have good field position. In Rams territory, Murray is going to go to DeAndre Hopkins. He's been the main man today. He gets away from some tacklers and gets it to the 12-yard line. Might not want to settle for a field goal here. On first down, they got a man in motion. The Rams drop their linebackers back. The Cardinals check into what looks like a run play. It is. James Conner goes through the middle that's unoccupied, and he gets into the end zone for the score. The Cardinals now have a 14-7 lead, their first lead of the game. What can the Rams do here? They're at their own 30, facing a 2nd and 15. Matt Stafford looks downfield, goes to Van Jefferson, makes a nice catch, breaks a tackle, and gets the ball into Cards territory at the 30-yard line. They run on first, they run on second. It's now 3rd and 6, and they're going to run again. Darrell Henderson's fighting for the first down. The sticks are out, and he's got it. Will the Rams decide to put this in the air, or will they stay on the ground? The Cardinals make a change. The Rams make a change. They will pitch this out to Darrell Henderson, but he is met by Budda Baker. The Rams stubbornly stuck to the run here. Baker forces the fumble. The Cardinals pick it up. They run out the clock and pitch the defensive shutout, beating the Rams 14-7. Earlier, we saw the Bengals struggle when they were failing to get the ball into Jamar Chase's hands. Well, the Rams did the same in this game, but even worse. Cooper Kupp got 2 targets and made 0 receptions. You wonder why they got shut out. They look just like their Super Bowl compatriots in this one. The Cardinals will take over the Rams' territory, and their imperialism goes on with their 5th victory. With the state of Florida now being surrounded, this wheel landing on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers automatically sends them to Tennessee to play the Titans. The Tampa defense holds the Tennessee offense here in the first quarter, but on 4th and 15 they try a fake punt to Derrick Henry. Getting the ball in his hands is usually a good idea, but that was too far to go. That short field turns into this touchdown pass to Mike Evans. We get yet another blocked punt in this imperialism. This short field turns into that touchdown to Tyler Johnson. This punt gets off, but as Chester Rogers fights for more yardage, he too will fumble. That's going to lead to another short field, or perhaps not at all, because they pick it up and run it back in for the touchdown. This is punter Bradley Pinion getting himself on the scoreboard. Tampa builds a comfortable 21-7 first half lead. They don't need to do much in the second half. They win this game 28-17. With that victory, the Buccaneers will take over the Titans' territory. Two teams on this map have yet to play. The Denver Broncos have gotten in a few expansions, and the Washington football team still sitting there unbeknownst to anyone's eyes. It's showdown time, a rematch of last season's Super Bowl with both teams fully intact. The Buccaneers go to Kansas City to face the Chiefs. The Bucs got a drive going in the first quarter from the Chiefs' 12-yard line. Leonard Fournette takes the handoff, cuts inside, evades defenders, gets his way into the end zone. What a great run there by Fournette. That's going to give the Buccaneers a 7-0 lead. What do the Chiefs have in mind here? They've moved it into Tampa territory at the 23-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Patrick Mahomes' pass is overthrown and intercepted by the superstar safety, Antoine Winfield, stopping the drive cold in its tracks. It's still 7-0 in the third quarter, and we're going to see yet another blocked punt, another one by the Buccaneers, in fact. They've got the ball now 3rd and 1 at the 7, but the Chiefs defense is wise to the Fournette run. So they're going to bring out the field goal unit from 31 yards away. Ryan Suckup is going to hook it and miss. It's still 7-0, but the Chiefs got it going now. Travis Kelce makes that catch. Tyreek Hill makes this catch and run. The Bucs are flailing at him. They finally get him down after a 50-yard gain. Can the Chiefs break into the end zone? 1st and goal from the 6. Mahomes is going to look for Mecole Hardman, squeezes the ball into the tiniest window, and this heroic Buccaneer defense finally wilts and allows the Chiefs to score. We're tied up at 7 apiece. Now the Buccaneers face 3rd and 12. Tom Brady drops back, goes to Tyler Johnson, has to make a diving catch, but he indeed makes the catch. He struggles for too long though. Charvarius Ward rips the ball loose, and now the Chiefs are going to get themselves a short field. From the 20-yard line, it's 3rd down. They pitch it to Darrell Williams, playing it safe here, although Williams almost got the 1st down. So they're going to bring out their kicker, Harrison Butker, who on the surface is certainly more reliable than Ryan Suckup. This is going to be from 32 yards away. The Bucs put a little pressure on, but Butker stays cool and puts it through. The Chiefs take their first lead at 10-7. They've gotten the ball back again from their own 30-yard line. Mahomes is looking to throw, goes to Byron Pringle. He's getting into Chiefs territory. That's going to put this, no, it's not going to put it away. Antoine Winfield forces the fumble. We spoke too soon. The Bucs are getting a good return. They've inside the 50-yard line. It's not field goal range. So with 34 seconds left, they need a few yards. Maybe they go for the touchdown. Brady's pass to Gronkowski, dangerous, almost intercepted. Now 25 seconds remain. Brady will drop back, looks for Tyler Johnson, makes the catch, gets taken down at the 29. This now is field goal range, but it looks like the Buccaneers do not trust Suckup. Maybe they want a few more yards, but 7 seconds isn't enough time. It looks like they're going to go for the win. Brady has all the time he needs, goes to Gronkowski. Incomplete, would have been way short anyway, and the Chiefs get shut out in the first half, but bounce back to win this game by a score of 10-7. That Buccaneers defense is something else to hold the Chiefs to only 10 points, but it wasn't enough to get the win. Kansas City will take over Tampa Bay's territory. They're now cutting from Minnesota all the way down to Florida, making themselves quite the target for these last few games. We told you Washington was still in the game. They've been selected on the wheel for the first time, but they have to go on the road to face the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo holds a 20-7 lead in the third quarter. From the 14-yard line, Josh Allen goes to Stephon Diggs. Second verse, same as the first. A touchdown for the Bills gives them a 27-7 lead. This was not a difficult game for them. They put 2 more on the board and win it 41-7. Again, the Bills aren't exactly taking out the most difficult opponents, but when you look that good, it kind of doesn't matter. They will knock Washington's tiny little area off of the map. We have 5 teams remaining. The only one who isn't a playoff team is also the only one who hasn't seen the field yet this season, that being the Denver Broncos. So it's about time we get the Broncos on the field. The wheel selects the 49ers, but the arrow takes them into Denver's territory. No matter how good or how bad the Broncos may be, playing in Denver can be a tricky thing. Let's see how the 49ers handle it. They lead in this field goal heavy game 16-13. Looking for this touchdown here. Jimmy Garoppolo will find Deebo Samuel and they land that touchdown. The Niners get ahead 23-13. The Bronco offense can't really do anything about it. 23-13 is our final score. It wasn't an easy win per se for the Niners, but they took care of their business fairly handily. They will take over the Broncos territory, and we're now down to our final 4. 2 teams from the NFC on the western half of the map, and 2 teams from the AFC on the eastern half of the map. How will all this play out? And it's going to be time to settle things out east. The wheel lands on the Chiefs. They're going into Buffalo's territory. This is a pseudo AFC championship game, not to mention an epic showdown. Buffalo faces a 3rd and 18 in their own territory. Josh Allen's going to keep it himself, get whatever yards he can. It looks like he's going to be able to get all the yardage for the first down. He does. That's going to keep this drive alive. They've now moved it into Kansas City territory. On second down, Allen looks downfield, fires for Emmanuel Sanders. He is going to score. He does. Touchdown, Buffalo. They strike first blood in this game, taking a 7-0 lead. Their defense steps up and gets them the ball back. They're now facing 3rd and 10 in their own territory. Allen gets this pass off quickly, but it's intercepted. He hasn't kicked the interception habit yet. Daniel Sorensen with the pick. That will lead to a Kansas City field goal at 7-3, and now Buffalo has it at around midfield. In the second quarter, Allen goes for Diggs. He makes the catch, turns around, runs it inside the 20 to about the 9-yard line. Will Buffalo be able to cash in for the touchdown? Second and goal from the 1. The Chiefs back up the defense. The Bills shift their alignment. Out of the shotgun, Allen steps right up and goes for the goal line and gets it for the touchdown. Not only does Buffalo score this touchdown, they find time in the first half for another field goal. So it's 17-3 in the second half. The Chiefs are looking to kick into gear here. This pass to Travis Kelce is certainly going to help matters. He's finally dragged down at about the 28-yard line. The Chiefs will be looking to get into the end zone for the first time. Mahomes looks. He's going to go to Mecole Hardman, makes a nice catch, escapes his defender, and scores the touchdown. Kansas City has broken through, and they have cut this lead down to 17-10. They have the ball back again. The defense forced a 3 and out. in their own territory. Mahomes looking deep, perhaps for Tyreek Hill. They connect on another long pass. Hill gets away from one tackler. They're able to catch up to him, but he makes a 61-yard gain, and now we're in the fourth quarter. It's 2nd and 3 from the 10. The direct snap goes to Darrell Williams, finds the hole in the zone, and gets in for the score. You can never count these Chiefs out of a game. They have stormed back to tie things up at 17. Can their defense keep it up? Buffalo from their own 35-yard line. The rush comes, but Allen gets the pass off to Diggs, and he turns a short catch into a pretty nice gain into Kansas City territory. They lose a couple of yards on first down. Here on second down, they're going to pitch to Devin Singletary. They will run the ball sometimes, and they'll do it well. Singletary gets himself a nice gain down to the 26-yard line. Time continues to tick away. They're at the 18-yard line. They go to Singletary again. He cuts it inside around 3 defenders and gets into the end zone. Devin Singletary showing some chops here, putting the Bills back into the lead, but they will miss this extra point. It's not even blocked. They just miss it. So Kansas City does have a chance to take the lead. The draw play goes to Darrell Williams. Both teams have rediscovered their running game, and Williams streaks past midfield, drags a defender to inside the 40-yard line. After a couple of more runs, it's now 3rd and 3. Mahomes is going to take to the air. He's going to go to Mr. Reliable. Travis Kelce makes the catch and picks up the first down. They pick up another first down. It's now goal to go from the 8-yard line. Mahomes scans the field, goes to Kelce on the comebacker. Perfect play for the touchdown. That's going to temporarily tie things up at 23 apiece. We're going to take a peek at this extra point here. Harrison Butker, always known to make some big kicks. This one's a piece of cake. The Chiefs take a 1-point lead. The Bills are down to 50 seconds remaining on the clock. They're at their own 43-yard line. Allen quickly fires to Diggs. He's got open space in front of him. The Chiefs look like they're going to catch him. They do, but at the 1-yard line, and oh my goodness, they're on the bottom hash. That's kind of bad news if they want to bring out the kicker. They do. These kicks are notoriously missed in this game. Can the Chiefs conjure some AI devil magic here? Tyler Bass faces a rush. They don't block it. The kick is up. It's no good. Oh my goodness. The Chiefs have done it again. A missed extra point. A missed 19-yard field goal. Kansas City defeats Buffalo 24-23. Sometimes art simply imitates life. We've seen the Chiefs in real life get away with some crazy victories. This one might have to top the list. The poor Buffalo Bills are out. The Chiefs will take over their territory. We're down to 3 teams remaining. Usually when we're down to 3, we know who has to play in the next game. But this map is set up in such a way that it's not so obvious. But given the gaps here in some of these unclaimed states, it looks like it will be 49ers Cardinals next. But we got to find out. And it looks like we were right. The wheel will land on the 49ers, and they're going to attack toward the area of the Cardinals. That means the Kansas City Chiefs have booked their place in the 2021 Imperialism Championship game. Will the Cardinals keep their magical season alive and meet them there? Or will it be their old interconference rival, the 49ers? We're going to get on the field and find out. The Cardinals got something going here in the first quarter from the Niner 21-yard line. Kyler Murray goes to Christian Kirk, makes the catch, gets taken down at the 1-yard line, but the Cardinals close it out with a touchdown pass to DeAndre Hopkins. They've jumped out to a 7-0 lead. It's been pretty defensive here, but the Niners are getting something going in the second quarter. 1:44 left in that quarter. Elijah Mitchell goes around left end, gets himself some good yardage, putting the Niners deep into the Cardinal red zone. Can they get this game tied up? They sure can. Kyle Juszczyk out in the flat, makes the catch, runs it in for the score. He's already scored once before in this Imperialism. We're tied up at 7, but there's still time left in the first half. Can the Cardinals get some points on the board? Going deep to DeAndre Hopkins will always help the cause. He's racing down to about the 21-yard line. The Niners tie him up and take him down there, and the Cardinals will kick a field goal. In the second half, trailing by 3, Jimmy Garoppolo goes to Deebo Samuel, makes a great diving catch, taken down at the 30-yard line. A field goal ties, a touchdown gives them the lead. They're now facing a 3rd and 12 just inside the 20. Garoppolo doesn't like his downfield options, so he dumps to Kyle Juszczyk, who drags the defender into the end zone with him. Juszczyk has become a scoring machine, and the Niners have taken a 14-10 lead. Their defense is clamping down. Arizona is in the fourth quarter on 3rd and 14. The dump off to Chase Edmonds doesn't get nearly enough yards, so they're forced into a punt. It's a direct snap to Edmonds. He'll throw it, and A.J. Green makes the catch. Unbelievable play calling there. It keeps the drive alive, but it's once again 3rd down, and the Niners get through with the sack. Nick Bosa forcing a 4th down. They will punt it for real this time. The Niners are in Cardinal territory on 3rd and long. Garoppolo's going to scramble with it. He's got a shot at this first down, but they take him down. This will set up an easier field goal, though. From 46 yards away, Garoppolo picks it up and runs with it. He thinks he's Michael Vick now. He doesn't get it. Questionable play calling there. The Cardinals have got a great shot here. On 1st down, Murray holds. He's going to go deep to DeAndre Hopkins, but the Niners knock it away. It now goes to 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, Kyler Murray keeps it himself. Finds the edge, picks up a 1st down, but Marcel Harris strips the ball loose. The Niners recover, burn some clock, actually get one more touchdown, and come away with a 21-10 victory. The 49ers end the Cardinals' dream this season, and in doing so, advance to the Imperialism Championship game. And what a game we've got here. These two teams, the 49ers and the Chiefs, met in the Super Bowl after the 2019 season. They did so again after the 2023 season. Here in Imperialism, they meet in the middle at 2021. Seeing the 49ers in the Imperialism title game is no big surprise. They have now set a record with their 11th appearance. But in real life, the Chiefs did win both of those Super Bowls. Can they do that again, or will the 49ers grab their 6th Imperialism title? All we need to do is spin this wheel and find out where the game's going to be played. This wheel's got some juice, but not enough to escape the 49ers portion of the wheel. They've won 2 of their 3 Imperialism games this season on the road, while the Chiefs have won 2 of their 3 games at home. This is a matchup of the 2 teams who lost their respective conference championship games this season. If the Niners win their 6th title, it will tie them with the Minnesota Vikings for the most all time, while the Chiefs are looking to climb the mountain for the first time in 29 seasons. It's now time, the San Francisco 49ers at the Kansas City Chiefs for the 2021 Imperialism Championship. The Niners have it first, and they've moved it to midfield on 3rd down. Chris Jones is going to break through for the sack. The Chiefs will take over, trying to overcome their first half blues in recent games. It's 3rd and 11. Patrick Mahomes has time. Looks like he wants the deep ball here to Tyreek Hill. Makes the catch, takes the hit, and holds on to the ball. On the next play, they're at the Niner 35-yard line. Mahomes might want to go for Hill again. He does, and Hill makes the catch. They're covering him just fine. He's just coming up with the ball. Now on 1st and goal, the pitch goes out to Darrell Williams, and the Chiefs strike first. Overcoming some of the first half problems they've been having, they get out to a 7-0 lead. The 49ers will be looking to respond. They're at midfield once again. It's 3rd and 10 this time. They tried Kyle Juszczyk up the middle. That didn't work, so the Chiefs have it back. 2nd and 11 from their own 25. With all the attention on Hill and Kelsey, the pass goes out to Byron Pringle, and he's able to run it out into 49er territory. Now switching sides in the second quarter. From the 21, the Niners bring the rush. Nick Bosa strips the ball away from Patrick Mahomes. Oh my goodness, did they need that? They're getting a great return here inside the 20-yard line, finally down at the 15. What a turnaround. Can they take advantage? Jimmy Garoppolo goes straight to Deebo Samuel. Touchdown Niners. They really have no business being tied in this game, but here we are. It is 7-7. Kansas City has been in control, but they're not showing it on the scoreboard. On first down, they bring the rush again, but he gets the pass off to Tyreek Hill. He's having himself a monster game. They've now gotten to the 15-yard line. It's third down. They're going to run Mecole Hardman. Niners fans, cover your eyes. That's Hardman in the end zone against the Niners in a title game for the touchdown. That will give them a 14-7 lead. There's still time left in the first half, not a whole lot. A minute 11 to go. The Niners have the pieces to get this ball moving. Garoppolo goes deep to Brandon Ayuk and he makes a diving catch. At the very least, they are in field goal range. Set up here now at the 7-yard line. Garoppolo wants the end zone. He's going to go to Deebo Samuel, but Charvarius Ward is there for the pick. The future 49er ends the threat. We'll begin the second half still 14-7. This is Byron Pringle on the opening kickoff of the second half. He's getting himself quite a good return, giving Kansas City a short field from the 49er 28-yard line. Incomplete on first down. It's now second down. Mahomes wants Tyreek, and all his work in this game is now paid off with a touchdown. This is now a 21-7 game. It's still early in the second half, but the Niners might be feeling the desperation. They've moved it to the Chiefs' 27-yard line. Garoppolo takes off scrambling. He's been trying this quite a bit. He's coming up just a little short, and the Niners know that 3 points ain't going to cut it here. On 4th and 1, they've brought out the offense. They're going to go for it. The whole playbook's open here. They try Elijah Mitchell. He doesn't get much, but enough for the first down. So here they are at the 17-yard line. They need to close this drive out. Garoppolo's going to try to run again, and that's too many times to the well. Rashad Fenton jars the ball loose. The Chiefs, with a 2-possession lead, take over the ball, and they're now in Niner territory. Who does Mahomes want here? He wants Tyreek. He's streaking to the end zone. They stop him at the goal line. He's not quite in, but they want him to get the touchdown. They give it to him on the reverse. He will score for the second time, and in the fourth quarter, the Chiefs have taken a dominant 28-7 lead. It went back and forth from here, never got closer than 14 points, and the Chiefs win this game 35-21. In a 6-season span between 2019 and 2024, the Kansas City Chiefs were in the Super Bowl each and every year except for one. This one. They make up for that by going through imperialism and winning the title. Their offensive performance had been a bit rocky leading up to the title game, but they came to life just in time, and in Tyreek Hill's last game as a Chief, he shone brightly with 177 total yards and 2 touchdowns, securing the Arrowhead right in the center of the United States. As stated in the introduction, this was an oddball playoffs with an oddball Super Bowl matchup. The Rams and the Bengals were both division champions, but they were also the lowest seeded division champ in their conference. Yet they clawed their way into the Super Bowl, with the last stops being the 2 teams that made it into the Imperialism title game, the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers, while themselves going one and done. And as 49er fans have become accustomed to, they fell to the Chiefs with a championship on the line. It was still all about offense for the Chiefs in 2021, and this offense has some giant names on it, none more well known than Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce. Others contributed as well, but if not for these 3, the explosion wouldn't be there. Of course, if not for the 5 guys on the offensive line, nobody could do anything. The big names here are center Creed Humphrey and guard Joe Tooney. I would say there is better than a 50% chance that all 5 names that we just mentioned will one day be in the Hall of Fame. We can't sleep on this defense though, led in the middle by Chris Jones, with Frank Clark also wreaking havoc beside him. Nick Bolton leads a solid linebacking core patrolling the middle of the field, while Charvarius Ward and Tyrann Mathieu were key toward holding down some very good offenses. They're not a dominant defense, but they're on the way toward that in the coming years. We started this Imperialism with a few blowouts, including a rare 50-point victory. 3 teams scored exactly 41 points, but while 2 of them won by 38, the other one, naturally the Chargers, lost. The second half of games saw a dip in scoring. Over the course of 6 straight games, 5 times the attacking team failed to hit double digits in a losing effort. We had our 4th effort of exactly 41 points, and we also had a classic between the Bills and the Chiefs. After escaping that, the Chiefs made a title game where, for the first time in 4 seasons, we got a convincing winner. It was, however, the Cardinals that won the most games this season, getting on the right side of the scoreboard 5 times. That couldn't knock the Chiefs from the top though, given that undefeated record. 6 different teams won at least 3 games, leaving 19 different teams to go one and done. One of those teams were the Steelers, who despite not racking up too many wins lately, still sit atop the overall standings. With only 3 more seasons remaining until we hit the modern day, their lead is far from safe, especially with the 4 teams directly behind them, all capable of making some runs. We're now down to just 12 teams with a winning record, including only 10 teams that have been here since the beginning. Thank you so much for watching Imperialism 2021. Please give this video a like and some shares. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and to ding that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos from this channel. Let's take another look at the map of the United States as it has been transformed into Chiefs Nation. It took them a little longer to win an Imperialism title than it did to win the Super Bowl, but this has the potential to be the start of something big. For you see, the Chiefs did win the Super Bowl in 2022, and in Imperialism, they'll be looking to repeat. I hope you will join us to see if they can pull that off. Thank you once again for joining us today, and until next time, I hope you have an awesome day.